just running through the equipment quickly, we'll start with the rest, which is here, crosshead rest. Most players think that to play topspin you need to use the high cross, although not all rests have high crosses. But with topspin, with extremes topspin, I'll show you this as an example here. If you're addressing top of the white ball, the cue is just about parallel to the table with the low rest head. So if you use the high cross, you need to be a little bit higher than that, so you're digging down on the ball a little bit more than you need to. So you never need the high cross with the rest, unless a ball is in the way of your arm, in which case you might need to make it a little bit higher. And in fact there's a very good extension to this, which is here, cue right I think it's called, and you can use various heights of this, which is very useful. You can use it like that, that gives you another height, or you can use it that side, it's on the low or the high cross with the rest. So you've got 4 different heights effectively. And this is a bit more flexible than the spider. Although most people use the spider, this is occasionally useful when the spider doesn't quite do the job. The important thing to remember about the spider, the swan, which is a bit higher, and the extended spider, which is higher again, with even more of a span than the swan for bridging over multiple balls, is that U is for useless. So the U-shaped channels for the cue on some of these spiders are useless because the cue simply moves from side to side. But with these lovely V-shaped channels, also some rests have U-shaped channels, so U is for useless, it doesn't work. With these lovely V-shaped channels, doesn't matter what angle you're approaching from, it will move straight. And some of these extended spiders, they used to have very tight U-shapes such that when the cue went through, the U-shape pinched the cue and stopped the cue going forward and locked the cue into place, damaging the shaft. So these really were useless. The other element of equipment that has a U for useless often is the half butt. They often have the three U shapes on a half butt extension, which is why I always use these. These are from Peridon and Fletcher in the UK. Extendable rests and cues. I always use those on my tables. I prefer the chrome just because I think it looks a bit more shiny, a bit more bling. And then if we talk about using the spider, just want to demonstrate one shot here. We'll just go in front of the pocket here, look. I just want to show you one technique that might make it easier. So I'll set up a straight shot. If we get directly behind the pocket, nice little technique you can use here is running the cue over the top of the cue ball first, just to confirm, number one, you're on the centre of the cue, above the centre of the cue ball, and you can check the line of aim a little bit easier. And then when you've got that, you can just drop the tip down to the white, cue up, make sure the cue's moving straight, make sure you're relaxed in the hand, make sure your tip's close enough to the white ball. You can even see a shadow against the white there, a shadow of the tip, just to make sure that the I should be talking less, shouldn't I? Yeah, if you see a shadow on the cue ball, it means you're close enough to the cue ball to accurately judge where the tip is against, and whether you're centre cue ball or not. So that's a bit better. So yeah, first of all, centre cue ball check is the lesson, and then tip to distance check and play the shot. Then finally we'll come on to the triangle. Again, U is for useless. You often have these U-shaped guides or corners in the triangles, but that's no good because it doesn't locate the red properly. You can see that locates the red properly and it's not going anywhere. But if there's a U shape there, the ball tends to roll around, so the reds are never set up properly. And they have gaps in between them. Some triangles, the plastic ones, are even flexible, so when you try and pack the reds properly, they spread even wider apart. And finally, what's going in the triangle? The balls. That's the one that I always use. That's what they use on television, and the aramith set is what a lot of my customers use to go to the clubs. Often clubs don't have a set of balls that are clean enough or new enough or the correct size or weight, especially the cue ball, and they're often very grubby as well. So a lot of my customers invest in a set of these balls so that they have less variables to deal with when they're playing, and it's also a lot more enjoyable. So that the difference in height that I played there was probably only 2 millimeters or so. This is the Snooker Gym Player of the Year for 100 break players. You come to a stop in a controlled way and begin the delivery in a controlled way as well.